welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura if you're new here, and today I have for you a cleanup. We're getting our kitchen clean. I made dinner tonight, so it's usually a pretty big mess when I do that. So we're gonna just jump right in and get this kitchen clean. I'm gonna try to clean off my table to see if I have enough energy after a long day to accomplish these tasks. And as you can see, I'm wearing my glasses. My contacts are getting super dry. They were super dry this evening, so I went ahead and put my glasses on. So sorry if it looks kind of funny, but I really needed to take them out. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into the cleaning video. Hope you enjoy and stick around. Alright guys, so we are starting with the dishes. I have so many dishes tonight because I made dinner that I'm gonna go ahead and start. Sorry, I'm doing some adjusting here. I'm gonna go ahead and start with those and trying to get as much as I can in the dishwasher before I hand wash all the other items. So tonight we had breakfast for dinner. We love that here at our house. I did bacon, eggs, and then I also did waffles. We usually do either like a meat like bacon or sausage, and then pancakes or waffles or toast or something along those lines, and then I try to have some fruit with it as well. But like I said, we love to do that. I try to do it like at least once a week, and then it's always good leftover as like actual breakfast, I think, or we just, continue to have it for leftovers. So as I'm finishing up the dishes, I wanted to see if anyone has any tips on, I want to use my air fryer function on my Instant Pot, and I've looked for videos and tried to figure out how to do that, and I probably should do a little more research, but that was one of my goals for last year in 2024, and I didn't accomplish that. So I'd really like to learn how to do that, and then hopefully be able to kind of use that to like its highest ability, because I know everybody pretty much has an air fryer nowadays. I'm kind of behind the times, but I just don't have the space for like one more kitchen appliance. I recently was given like a food processor and like a panini machine, and I don't use that stuff very often, and I want to use it, but I just don't feel like I have the space for it. So I don't know, I just feel like I already have a lot on my counter, and to get an air fryer would be like, I just don't know where I would put it as of right now, at least. So I really want to try to learn to use that. Anyway, that was kind of a random story, but I am cleaning out my waffle iron. This was super hard to get clean. I don't think I sprayed it well enough either. I usually try to spray it like after every waffle or like every other, and I kind of forgot to do that. And I also tried making blueberry waffles in this. I just thought they sounded really good, and I had some blueberries to use up, but they stuck really badly to the waffle maker, and so that's why I'm scrubbing so hard to try to get that out. These are such a pain in the butt to clean. If anybody has any tips or like anything that works well for them, please let me know, because obviously you can't like submerge them in water just because of the cord, at least the one that I have. Maybe there's other ones out there that you can, but I'm kind of scared to even think about trying that. So I just use like a wet paper towel or a dry paper towel just to kind of get out the debris, but it doesn't feel like it's like a good deep clean, and that kind of makes me a little bit uncomfortable. All right, so this is what it looked like when I was all done. There's still a lot of spots in there, but to be honest with you, I was like, I need to move on or I will be here all night just cleaning. Whoa, sorry, my waffle iron. I'm just trying to keep my camera up. Sometimes it doesn't stay very well, especially if I try to tilt it forward. So I am gonna clean everything off of these countertops and wipe everything down. I thought I had videoed the first two the first countertop and then the stove, but I don't know, it must not have caught it. So I'm just gonna do this end one. As I talked about many times before, if you've watched my other videos, I have a vinegar, I think it's vinegar lemon cleaner that I always go back to. I got it from either TJ Maxx or Marshall's. This is everything when it's done, and I absolutely love it. The smell is just amazing. It's not really great for like a deep clean, but it does the job for the most part, and I, like I said, love the smell. So I did get a new knife set from Cuisine Art just because I really needed one super badly. The ones that I currently have, at least a couple of them, like the colored paint is like peeling off, and I was like, we probably shouldn't get colored ones again, but this was just a really good deal. I thought these were half off, so they were like $17.49, I think, for I think it's 6 knives, like total a 12-piece set with the like tops that go over them. And so I thought that was a pretty good deal. I found that at Kohl's, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and get them open and get them all washed and clean. And I really do like the bright colors. That's actually, like, even though the paint comes off, I really do like them. And I mean, I've had those other knives for years and years, and they're also getting kind of rusty, so I was like, I really need to throw those away, and I'm gonna get these nice new ones. And it honestly worked out really well because I've been looking for a set for a while. That's what they all look like. Like I said, really bright, pretty colors. And so I'm just gonna finish washing all of them carefully because they're very sharp, and move on from there. Alright guys, so I'm just kind of showing you how bad those other knives are. So I'm going to throw that one away. The other two I have aren't too bad, but I'm just putting them all back in my drawer. And now I'm going to go ahead and sweep the kitchen. I'm always so shocked. Like every day I could sweep and there's still going to be a huge pile of crumbs or just like random things. So I know that this needs to be done every day, but to be honest with you, I don't do it every day. I probably do it way not enough. Like way too not often enough. I also made some homemade banana chocolate chip muffins tonight, so I also wanted to show you guys that recipe because it's my favorite and I love it. So we're going to get into that next. Alright guys, so we're going to make our banana bread. So I'm first going to start by mashing up these very, very old bananas. Really needed to go, as you can see. Sorry, I'm just making sure I press record because I don't want to not record all of this. So those are really gross, as you can see. Probably let them go for too long, but they were in the fridge, so I think they'll be fine. And I have one that's like not super ripe yet. That's fine. So we're just gonna smash them all up. They don't have to be perfect. I don't really mind having like clumps of banana in my bread or muffins, but anyway, so I guess I didn't say at the beginning, we are doing, it's called one bowl. It's technically banana bread, but I'm gonna do muffins just because they cook up a lot quicker than bread. Bread takes like over an hour for me, at least in my oven. Hold on, I'm gonna go warm this up and throw this away. Alright, so now we have our butter melted. I'm just gonna plop that in and give it a good mix. I know I'm doing this with a fork. Honestly, I usually just mix it all with a fork. Sometimes I will get out a spatula. That's the word I was looking for. So that was a 1/3 cup of butter. I don't know if well, you probably saw I did 3 bananas. That's what the recipe calls for. And then we're gonna do 1 egg. There's that. Clean that up later. And we're gonna do 1/2 cup of sugar. And I love this recipe too because it doesn't take like very many measuring cups. I'm kind of lazy and I don't wanna have to measure out a bunch of things and kind of do all of that. So yeah, I usually use just this 1 measuring cup. There's 1/2 cup of flour. And I try to clean up as I go because I don't want to have to clean up a big mess at the end. So we put that back. And then we're going to do some vanilla. I think it calls for a teaspoon. I just usually kind of eyeball it, and I feel like you can't really ever have too much vanilla. And then I think I got out a tablespoon, but I'm pretty sure it's a teaspoon of baking soda. Not a tablespoon. That seems like kind of a lot for this recipe. And then it calls for a pinch of salt. And I'm just I'm trying to use this pink Himalayan sea salt. I don't feel like it tastes any different than like regular table salt, and I use it all the time. So I'm gonna mix this up just a little bit, and then whoops, where's my fork? Oh, that stinks. So I'll have to throw that out in the sink. I will get my spatula, mix that up, and then we're gonna do 1.5 cups of flour for this. And I am using, this is whole wheat flour because that's what I have. I do have all purpose in, sorry, there's like something in there. I do have all purpose flour, and that probably tastes a little bit better, but I want to use this up, and I don't, feel like it makes it taste that much different. I've been using whole wheat flour and everything. As you can see, it's pretty much empty, and I don't really taste the difference. There are some things that, like, texture wise, I feel like they do turn out a little bit differently, probably because it's whole wheat, but I don't feel like it tastes a whole lot different, especially baking like muffins, which is like primarily what I bake. So I told my niece I would make banana bread, so I'm gonna do these muffins for her. And then also we pretty much eat them every day for breakfast, my daughter and I. So like before she goes to school, and I eat them at work, and they are delicious every time. I feel like, I think like banana bread is something I mean, I'm sure you can probably mess it up, but I feel like it's super, super easy to do, and it's pretty quick, and it tastes good, like I said, pretty much every time. So I'm just gonna toss in some chocolate chips. I like a lot. I love chocolate. So I'm gonna put in those. Just open up a little bit. I'm just gonna fold those in. I'm sure you guys know most people have probably made banana bread before, or in this case, I'm gonna do muffins. So I'm just gonna get those tossed in really quick, and then let me go get my muffin tin. So I decided to do minis just because I feel like they're a little bit easier for littler ones to eat. So I'm gonna spray this really quick. I think I ran out of my Pam brand spray, so I guess I'll use this. Okay, it does say bake on it. Spray that really quick. And then I think I'm just gonna use like a bowl, just a regular spoon. Just scoop them in here. And like I said, I love to do like a bread in the morning. I really should probably do like mix it up and do like egg cups, but I don't know that my little one would eat those. But I feel like those are something too you can like do a lot with. Like I used to do those with like lots of veggies in them in the morning. They weren't super filling though, whereas I feel like these bread products are really filling, and I feel like I can stay full for a little longer versus the egg cups, even though they have like a good amount of protein in them. I feel like I don't stay as full as I should. Maybe if you added like a protein, like more protein, because obviously eggs are protein, but like cottage cheese, because I add regular cheese to them, and even sometimes like ham or bacon, and they still don't seem to be as filling. Anyway, does anyone else have a favorite thing that they like to bake or cook? I would love to know in the comments down below. I like this recipe because it's super easy, doesn't take very long. And honestly, I feel like most little kids will eat muffins like this, especially if they have chocolate chips. Another banana recipe I love, get a little veggie in there, is banana zucchini muffins. Those are probably my favorite because I feel like I'm eating a veggie in the morning, which is pretty rare. I feel like those are harder to incorporate into breakfast, is like the hardest meal. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with this. I'm kind of upset. I literally have enough for like one muffin, and I don't want to get out of the muffin tin, but I don't know if I can add this. I'm gonna try. It's like I said, I really don't want to have to get out a whole nother tin for a single muffin. So we're gonna make it work. Just filling in where the other ones aren't as full. So at this point to figure out. Probably gonna overflow a little bit, but that's okay. We'll just have big tops. So pretty much done with this. So then I bake the mini ones for about 15 minutes, and they're usually pretty good. At that point, if I was doing regular sized ones, I would bake them for about 22 minutes is usually a pretty good time. And the actual bread is like 55 minutes to an hour, or like 50 minutes to 55 minutes. But like I said, my oven seems to take a really long time. So anyway, that is my banana bread recipe, banana chocolate chip bread. It's just one bowl recipe. I'll link it down below. It's super easy and takes hardly any time at all. All right, guys, so these are the muffins when they're all done. That one bubbled up a little bit. It looks like that's some banana, I think. Sorry, my air conditioner is running, but I just checked them with a toothpick. Make sure the toothpick comes out clean. And this is what they look like when they're all done. And like I said, they're always super delicious. And I love this recipe because it's so easy and quick. All right, you guys, I'm going to end the evening with folding some more laundry because, as we know, this never ever ends. It is constant, super annoying, but you know what? It's just part of life. So we're gonna get through it, and hopefully it won't be too bad. But I just wanted to come on here and say thank you all so much for watching and supporting my little tiny channel. Hopefully, you know, having some growth here in the near future, but I'm just, like I said, so thankful for each and every one of you for sticking around, for watching. I appreciate you, all the likes, comments, everything. And like I said, even just watching is amazing. I am forever grateful for you all. And so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I know this one was kind of a short one this week, and I'm hoping either next week or the week after I will be able to do like a fall video of some sort. I'm still kind of deciding like what decorations and things I want to do, and I want to do like a haul video, and I'm gonna probably put like a dollar amount on the haul and try to do it decorating for like under a certain amount. I feel like that's always a nice little added challenge for that. So I'm hoping to do that here in the next week or so. But like I said, thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Enjoy the rest of your week or weekend.